APC fund as well.
That's
Yeah. Waiting on the ambulance. That has to be spent out by December 31st, 2022. What he was.
Yes. Yes. No, he asked about building. I said, yes.
I was asking about the opioid increase.
Opioid.
But it says county. Some of it's partial. You put $160,000.
Yeah.
Rest.
There's restricted and unrestricted.
Yeah.
Unrestricted. Asking about.
And a lot of what we do with that right now with the opioid, I know, Community Foundation uses some of that money for like billboards, things like that to help, so that, kind of for drug, because of the opioid crisis. But also, we do a lot of, as treasurers, when I was treasurer, we did, investments out of that as well. But I know last year they had budgeted 135, 41 for the unrestricted. Which, as you can see, we haven't, what we've expended out of these is just the actual for the investment. It looks
Right.
Or looks expended, but it's
But
not.
just putting it into the CD or investment.
Yeah, because it's still hanging in there right now. It's not come back yet. It looks like it, yeah, because it says commissioners. Opioid.
Now, clear down at the bottom, Mike, where they're asking for money. It says.
Oh, I'm the,
And this is,
811.
that's the opioid money that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's mainly for, like I was telling Jeff, that mainly we do investments because Community Foundation spends a little bit of money out of here, not very. And it looks like
I don't
we
either.
spended money, but it's because it's unappropriated and.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's one of,
So
it's
that's
the same.
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Just
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yay! Put them all in order, and then I realized that I didn't have an order of people.
Well, I
We kind of
understand.
struggled this morning because we had sheriff things.
I
And he's got
understand.
it done.
So what fund numbers all should we have out right now for commissioner?
So,
Because the auditors, yours is just the 002 or the 2, right?
and the 1181, the plat fee books,
Oh, yeah, 1181, yeah.
yeah. I also, courthouse and jail lease rentals, those are just the amount to pay for the actual payment
Right.
on our bonds.
What numbers are them?
1184, 1185.
Okay. And then the commissioners are the 68, 1138, 1217, 1237, 1238, and what else?
You have 1191 Riverboat. And I'm not understanding, Riverboat's one that I've never understood. When I look back in financials, it shows that Laura did expend money out of there toward the end of the year, last year. And I don't know if it was I know this is money we get from the.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, we appropriate it, because you appropriated 100,000 last year for this year. I'm not sure what it can be used for. I mean, I don't know if it's to help.
I know we've used it for a number of different things and, needed money to pay out for, I can't tell you exactly what all.
And
I think it's another one of them that kind of has a broad definition. When the resolution was written, it was written in a pretty broad basic. So basically, yeah, we needed to fix something, or we need to, pay for like a comprehensive plan or something. Suck some money there. And
okay. That's what I kind of figured it was, but I haven't had a chance to delve into it better.
okay, 1191, the other one?
You've got the 1217.
Yeah,
Used that riverboat to, fix the budget one year.
yeah, like I said,
Oh, to
Because it
kind
was,
of,
we got come back from the state, had money and fixed, supplemented the budget out of general fund.
I did.
So,
Like? Yeah.
good to me. Not always a good thing to say.
All right.
Okay. Afternoon.
All right. Well, looking, and I appreciate Teresa and all the work that she has done and helped us with this. And some of the larger items in the 68 areas are, first of all, our attorney fees. Those we propose to increase. The need for attorney continues to grow. So we propose at least a 10% increase on the 76,000. Group insurance this year, as you're aware of, increased approximately 9%. We're talking with other individuals and people that determine those rates. We got by pretty cheap at that 9 or so percent. There are some groups that are paying 15 to 20% extra. So we're proposing a 12% increase on that. So let's say we had a 9% increase this year. That gets, for the 26 budget, that takes us through August, September, and then additional 3 or so percent finish out the year based upon our insurance renewal with that. So those are two big items with that.
Don,
On our first page.
Where is that on the, sorry, Teresa, where?
No, you're fine. It's the one. Yes, it's that one. So the first one he's looking at is the attorney.
Oh, thanks,
yeah.
I found it, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, you're fine.
12,300 and then 1410 or 14,100.
And what I originally put in for the attorney was 76.
Yeah.
So we're actually asking for 79.
Okay.
oh, 79.
Yeah,
I
that
had
was
already
a 10%,
printed these.
so I
Okay.
I had already
And the-
printed these out.
the thing for 4 counties, fix that, right?
Oh, yes, yes. So
Yeah.
after what we found out yesterday.
You know,
It's on the
what-
second page, 1, 2, bottom.
39,701. My only thought with that, listening to that last night, is granted, they said that, but you might want to leave some money in there just if something happens, then you need some extra money, for four counties purposes. So I would think you want to leave $5,000 or $10,000 in there. Because eventually that grant's going to go away. So you want that line item. Just my thought.
If we zero that out, can we still keep the line item at zero?
You can, yeah. Yeah, because we've got some things.
Our budget's
different
gonna be
budgets.
tight anyway. Zero it out and leave it. That's it. Does. I give it. I agree, we should definitely.
The other,
Just one,
pardon?
unless you guys-
The other item is 37,900 examination of records. As you could see there was Teresa had marked there's 50,000 budgeted. We had to spend 73,579. Teresa explained to me that's the State Board of Accounts. Their rates continue to increase. It's not going to decrease.
Oh, and we have to also just add to it. So no matter what, so if this, like I just had the school, Winnemac was just audited. And so we have to pay the bill for the audit. And then I take the money out of their fall collection of property taxes money that we would normally give. So no matter if it's a township, if it's a town, anybody in our county, they get audited, we pay for it first. That's why it's over what we had budgeted, so that when we'll get the money back in once we pull their tax money back. And I do that.
The State Board of Accounts have also increased the number of audits they've done because of the COVID relief money for all the different government agencies, and schools have been a big part of that. So that number is just increased. Take it out of your property tax. Then we would propose, I believe we're working with Teresa, everything else really remains the same. Those are the big items with those within our budget there.
On the attorney fee, this is the first time that the council has had an attorney, so I'm just asking a question. Does that attorney fee include when he's at the council meetings, or does that get paid out of something?
we get the claims. I talked to him. I talked to him yesterday. That paid. I don't know. I never see the bill. I just want to make sure we're paying council.
And I can forward you the email, because they send it by email, so I can forward it on to whoever wants it.
I'd like
You
to.
can,
He's supposed to be sending a bill every month, as that's been happening.
yeah, it's pretty, it might be a little longer than a month, but it's, yeah.
Then the other item would be the lit, 1170, lit public safety. Our fire departments have been given $5,000 each, budgeted for in the 2025 budget. And the proposal would be to increase that to 10,000. Our fire department's a big part in our community. Fire equipment is not cheap. Do you agree, AJ?
You know what surprises me on that is they want the $5,000, but they haven't even yet. 8th month.
Talking to another individual that has commissioner experience, it's supposed to be, fire departments are to ask for that. So it might be a communication
Yeah,
situation.
yeah, they do.
Wondered about that too, because I think I've heard Mary say that, yeah.
But
'cause they-
Winnemac has it and Monterey hasn't either.
Yeah, yeah, Madeiraville and Star City both have requested. Yeah, 'cause it's out for the-
Definitely.
So when are they supposed to request it?
Probably January 1, they could probably request it by.
From my understanding, it's up to each department, their discretion. How you would interpret that, Teresa?
Yeah,
And they also get public safety money. I don't know.
Are all the other funds staying?
yeah, I left the 1191, the riverboat the same. I just did the 100,000. And like I said, nothing's been expended out of it this year so far, but it looks like it was toward the end of the year before we did anything last year,
Just
September.
look up the riverboat fund.
Oh, yeah.
Population.
Yeah, I think it was a couple years.
How much does it have in it?
Oh,
Oh, that's fine.
oh, I say I got a listing of all the funds and where they're at over here, but yeah, I can tell you.
I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, it should be right there. It's like a 3-pager. Yeah, look under 1190, Fund 1191. It'll be off to the left-hand side.
Yes, sir, 675,000.
And what was appropriated?
100.
100. Holy cow, a highway. $3 million? Gotta have blacktop road.
Let him look at that. Like a little kid in the,
Like Santa,
yeah,
you're snooping in the closet.
right?
5 million.
So then, the 1217, the county elected officials training, I left it the same, 2,000 for travel and 3,000 for school meetings and seminars. Because I know some of the other most of the departments have their own, schools meetings and seminars and travel. I know I do, I think treasurer does, I'm sure most of them do. So, my main thing with this is whenever I was treasurer is for the state called meetings, I would use this fund instead of the one out of my budget.
No, it's also on.
Yep.
It's also
Yeah,
on.
yeah, but commissioners also. I say, I think we're good. And that's probably so that you guys can do your meeting. So then economic development, 11, 12. Bless you. This is where we give human services, the fair board, crisis center, money.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
You probably already know what it is.
Probably.
How are we gonna do that this year? Because apparently that's an issue.
Well, but I think now this new,
That's just from the solar.
that's just because of the, we need to come up with something like that for the human services and the crisis board and the fair board money, because according to what state's telling me, we should have some type of, she called it a contract, saying that that you have the ability to give money to these different areas. You can't just, I said, even though it's budgeted, and she's like, yeah, she said, there should be some type of contract, something.
Like in the past, where we'll call it better, for lack of a word, we gifted a certain amount of money to these different organizations, the, fair board, to human service stuff. We're being told now that does not meet requirements of the State Board of Accounts, some kind of.
So was the letter from Foundation yesterday?
Yes, that one was fine. Yep.
So if we just get something like that from each,
Well, see, but that has to do with solar money. So
okay, I
since-
thought the issue on that one was nonprofit.
No, it was mainly you didn't have something to say how you were spending the solar money like you do, like we did last night
Okay.
with that. So this one says it needs to have, stating pretty much the same thing, but that you are, giving money to, and I don't know if you want to say human services and all that, or if you,
Well, if they come and ask us during the budget hearing, so like we want $50,000. Usually Jackie comes in with a letter that says this is what we want. Does that suffice as a contract?
according to State Board of Accounts, no. Because I
Okay.
asked them that, because you had asked me when
Yeah.
Mike had come over. She said, no, there has to be some type of ordinance resolution contract or something saying, yeah, and, if you start giving somebody else, money as well, you don't want to just say those three, because then you got to revise that.
Don't have to worry about community foundation.
Right? Good. But, and Jackie did send me a letter asking, and I thought maybe she would come today. I told her what day it was and what time. They usually several years, they've gotten 30,000, and she is requesting 40,000 this year for human services. They don't get a lot of money, and I get that, and get some money from Kirksey, for their vans and that, for their transportation. I'm really surprised.
For times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just I just services out. But like she's yeah.
Yeah, it is there,
Yeah.
11:15.
15.
Oh, well, okay.
Really.
A little early, sorry. I just was surprised she wasn't here. We can revisit that.
Okay. Sorry, I jumped the gun.
No, you're fine. I was just going through all the ones that say commissioners. Also, the 1138, the Kim Cap development, about possibly getting an IT person in-house, which I have not put that in here. I don't know. And I can get the report tomorrow to show you what we did back in 2020. We could revisit this. Kind of give you an idea of what we did back then.
You brought up at the meeting last night about the CDC, the building inspector.
Yes.
You want to share some more on that, about what you're kind of thinking there? I don't know if that will save money, is it cost money, or have you even looked at that part yet?
I just think it would be more efficient. Bottom line with that, I think they could share resources, and possibly get a lot more. That was my train of thought on.
Well, I personally, I think that if it's some way we can work that out and save some money, this probably be.
You should be able to save some money. Like when you look at one of these, you look at it as like salaries, you should be able to put that together. Or
I think it'll help. Yeah. The building inspector and the CDC can do right by each other. So it's instead of, like you were saying last night about, if they need something from building inspector and then they need something from Nathan, they gotta go out on 14. This way, at least they'll be together as far as that goes too.
Well, I'm on the APC and I think it'll work better because of, went and looked at battery stories about, I don't know. Oh, it was kind of chilly. It may be March or April. I think.
We also mentioned the IT last night. I think that we'd probably get more bang for our buck if we had some. Granted, there's going to be outsourcing of certain jobs, responsibility. I think we need a response to service.
I thought it was a lot better. I don't know about all the infrastructure of the road. When I was in the sheriff's office, switched the road. Back then, phone calls and calls back. I finally just, I told him, listen, I'm just gonna call because I can't. We got that 911 so you can't sit there now and grab a call and they won't call you back. I think something needs to be done.
The train of thought, from my understanding, with past commissioners, was that get through the building project or the renovation project of the house. And then after that was done, look for it.
And I guess that's my question. I know you can't speak for commissioners. Is the thought looking about having an in-house IT person that would be here at the courthouse all the time? Is it looked at, possibly resourcing it to another company again, or?
My thought would be, I think a lot of people would support this, having a Pulaski County employee, not outsourcing it, have an office somewhere, courthouse or one of the other facilities. They're right there to help. Every day there's an issue with something. Always something from my perspective. Looking long-term, I did talk about this at a commissioner meeting. I think we need to, nothing to be decided today, but just talk, make you aware. I think we need to do something with the East Annex building. We'll have two departments in there, and the elevator, lift always have issues, it seems like. We have another building where the coroner is and the emergency management. That building's getting ran down. I think we need to do something with that, those four departments somewhere. I think there's a lot of studying to do with that, but I think we're just, in the long run, just going to be throwing money down the drain with the East Annex and the other building where the coroner is. And then there needs to be repair eventually to the Winnemac EMTs or EMS where they're housed. It's a renovation.
When the courthouse project came to play, that was the whole goal was to eliminate the annex. Yeah, we have a property within the county that better utilized.
We had a a gentleman up here today from Stitch, he does 17 counties. Everybody statute, house. How we have to house them, where we have to house, when we have to house.
There's a
I
lot
don't
of
know, this
space.
building's gonna be empty. Fine as-
Yeah. That conversation's been held a number of times that, yeah, that's what I mean, we have county highway property, the old county highway property. There's a lot of space there, maybe not downtown, in the middle of downtown, but there's a lot of space there that's wasted. We pay taxes on, we own, it's our property. Okay, so I agree with Don. I think there's options. I'd be willing to work with somebody on that.
Heard the Madera Library, we can mention over there,
Possibility too.
building. Oh,
Really sharp. Very nice facility.
has to be.
Yeah.
The other thing that I have is the American Rescue Plan. And this was set out as far as what we were spending it on at the end of the year last year, for the next, because we had to have it earmarked, till the end of 26, which is when we have to have it paid out. And so of course, we're still paying the deputies out of there. And there's some professional services, and some equipment. Part of it was the money for Joe's scanning, and two other things. So,
The ambulance.
and the new ambulance, yep, that's part of it too. So, I had appropriated that on as far as for the.
That use it all,
It will, well, as long as everything comes through, and they've got to have it billed to us, and we have to have it paid out before the end of 26. So, yeah.
Do you remember when the ambulance is supposed to be in? Because that's a large chunk.
She talked like close to the end. She said either the end of this year or the end of, for the beginning of next year. So we have $1 million budgeted, 1.1, this year. So she talked like possibly the end of this year. We may end up with next year. That's it for us, for commissioners.
Anybody have any questions?
No, I think
A request.
Yes.
Try and figure out some sort of game.
Absolutely. That's been something that's been discussed.
I know several times, but here we are at budget cycle. I don't know if there needs to be a fund plan or money set aside or whatever. Larry was here earlier today, and that kind of got brought up when he was there. Kind of decided that's not really a Larry thing.
Okay. Yeah. We definitely need, I think, what I would call a capital projects plan in general maintenance as well as replacement, different items, in the courthouse, as well as all of our facilities.
Yeah, agreed. I don't know what the steps are to get something like that. That was my
We also have a cumulative building fund. A lot of stuff out of there. Out of that, everything else. Well, use that for our buildings, which is what it was kind of designed for. Implemented for. And we could change that rate on that at a certain time. I don't know when it is. It's probably real soon. change our rates.
Has to be done by into September or something.
Yeah, so kept that cumulative fund, bring it in and use that for maintenance, building maintenance, not other stuff.
Talking about the new building.
Yeah,
11:30.
That's, I say, I know right now we
That-
budget for the Pulaski Memorial building project.
well, they get so much out of that. Hospital does get, you change that rate fund, us, our building.
Yeah, I could talk to, have my state. Do.
Yeah, and how them, what we are now, we changed them around not too long ago.
Yeah, we,
We took out the cumulative bridge fund and we put it back in.
Yeah,
I think last year was the first year in probably 2 or 3 years that we hadn't moved them funds around.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause we
So-
never did it. For years, we never did it. Then we realized that we had funds that were gaining a lot of revenue and funds that were depleting, so we shifted to cover costs. Last year, we didn't do anything. Yeah, I can't remember. End of September or the end of October.
But like Sheila says, we have a plan, way to fund the
Yes.
mission to do that, but we'd have to change the amount taken.
What was
I think,
appropriated?
and the only thing appropriated in Cuban building right now is just the.
and that, I thought that was supposed to be done. That 96,000 was supposed to be about paid off about this year. That, because they, they do some capital project there, then they come to us and ask us to help fund it. And that 96,000 was going for, I don't know, some air conditioning equipment or something like that they had purchased, but I think that's pretty close to being done. But
Yeah.
it seems like every time it gets about done, then of course they do another project and they come ask for money, but it's still up to us whether it doesn't have to go to them. That's our choice. We want to help them.
Because didn't they do an MRI?
Yeah,
Or
or maybe,
something at one
or
time?
maybe the air conditioning thing was the first one and now it's the MRI, or maybe the air conditioning was for the MRI, but yeah, I remember the conversation. I don't, but I think that's about done. It may be, this is the last year for it.
It only has the cumulative building, it's completed out. Definitely, but we got the Cume Capital Development, which, we were buying a bunch of computers out of in the past. It has $500,000 in it. So, I don't know what we got to see out of that.
I
But
think,
if we would switch those numbers around and go in the Cume building, put less in that Cume Capital Development, you don't want to go to nothing, then you lose that line, I guess, on that. That's why I was wondering about the Fort County. Don't want to lose that line.
Right.
Oh,
Mike, you mentioned computers a couple of times. One positive thing that with rowing, we now have a computer rotation schedule instead of everyone wanting to purchase one. That should reduce cost in the long run.
right. You just can't nilly-willy and say, oh, need a computer. The next guy has one that's 20 years old and the next person.
Correct,
Yeah.
yeah. Maintenance increases.
and not to jump back to, but when you say that one's, and that's why I have to remember back, but the Cume building will be at zero this year because the last time we made the adjustment, we adjusted it, we calculated up how much we needed. So it would, we moved that levy to that portion to another place. And we set that one down where it wouldn't rebuild. So I'm sure that comes off this year. I'm sure that now will be depleted out this year. And then we're done with our today obligations. So we could, like
Double check. I'll look.
Mike said, we could readjust the levy to put money back into there.
Okay, anybody else have any questions? Thank you.
Thank you all.
Dustin.
Oh crap, no, I have one. I think she has. Holly, do you have more than one paper?
Yeah.
Yes.
One more. Okay. Can you give us 2 seconds? Let us find our papers.
What's the fund number for reassessment? $1224?
Got there quicker than I did.
Yeah, this pile over here wasn't, I had it in order, and somehow I got it all messed up now, so I'm having
There's
to
only
go.
2 things on 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here, at all.
1224. There we go.
I'm good. Yep,
Yeah.
thanks. See you later.
That works for me.
Second person that's done that today.
That's not what you did, Holly?
No, I think we better go through it.
Okay, well, on the salaries, I went with the 5% that was suggested. So it's a 5% increase in each of those. The level pay that stays consistent, that's statutory. I did ask for a little bit of an increase in part-time help. In my official records, office supplies, I didn't ask for an increase. The cyclical reassessment, that fund in general is used for Midwest Resort. That is the company that we have found in the past. It's more efficient to hire them to put our formal lands, which the state of Indiana gives us to send. And so they send those, they insert them in the mailers. Also going along with that, the postage, the reason I have a postage line is because you have to pay the postage for the formal funds to be mailed out. And you get a rate because they're able to do it in bulk. So the cyclical reassessment, I did ask for an increase there. But in the postage, I did not, along with that, I didn't ask for an increase. The school seminars and meetings, I did ask for an increase. Dues and subscriptions, I've already had to transfer to pay what I needed to pay for dues for the different associations that the assessor can be part of. Equipment, I kept the same. The one big item that I added is computer software. And I thought at this point I could ask David Humphrey, since it's budget time. I would throw that out there again, that would be very beneficial to the office, especially having the solar going in. We have 2 taxpayers that we have put the fencing on for the 25 through 26 tax bill, but for 26 through 27, so what we need to pick up now is going to be an extremely large amount that we're going to, if we didn't have to count, what we'll have to do is take a wheel and like go around with the wheel all the way around the properties, because the fencing tends to go over the different land boundaries. So I went ahead and put that in there. I understand budgets are tight, and like the everyone is doing that I didn't know if, especially because we've got solar coming in, it would be a good place to pull the money they have from. Also, for appraiser fees on the back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's an assessment. Furniture and fixtures, I don't the same.
Big concrete, is that, that's gonna be a recurring fee, right?
Yes.
And it's not gonna be any more than that. It's
At this point, it would be constant for 4 years.
for 4 years for the pictures. And would you get the bid, if we did it this year, would you get the benefit?
I believe it would be within the next year. So I would hope that because of the time frame that we have to get the assessments done, we would be able to utilize that for this next
Next assessing time.
26 through 27. Basically, we roll our values to the auditor around the end of June, so
By
July 1st, we have to have all our values to the auditor. So we want to have our assessing done before April, so we have time to integrate it into the system. But it
Kind of
goes
all year
long.
But with
The solar, that's how we would work it.
I guess with the, with this 54,000 say reoccurs every year, or is that just, that's the full, the beginning cost, and is it lower each year after that, or is
I
it
don't
the same
recall
amount?
that.
Okay, yeah, sometimes, there's a front
Correct.
fee and stuff.
Right.
And then I would think that if we use that for reassessment, that cost savings, having somebody go out, and measure all this stuff and look it over, and the increased and assessed values that we like to believe we probably see from this, probably offset the cost of it anyhow.
In my opinion, yes. But that's because I work with it every day, and so I understand
But
the rate is going to do. But then on the flip side, what does the state come back and say, you're only allowed to get this much?
Right.
That's,
Sure.
I don't know how that necessarily works. But from my end, the assessment is going to go
Up.
Yes. And the potential for collecting is higher. If you didn't pass the DLGF and what they're like to pay around.
Right.
I see this as being, don't you see this being more fair? Is that-
I do.
Yes.
You know, I think that you could do it anyway. Where you don't have, I'm sure probably some of the staff, judgment call, some of the measurements, all that. And surely they said, oh, we were down
Yes.
80, 160 acres, some of these fields are beautiful.
I don't think, I'm not for or against it. They, I can see the point, give a lot of data. They have as-built on those projects. How they're built, the rentals not paying tax anyway on the panels, they're getting full tax paid for 20 years. But they are, is the land getting charged outside the fence, in, or just
So-
inside?
Anything within
Yes.
that fencing
Area is at a solar
rate.
outside of the
Fencing area,
that's to be determined.
Maybe the
Farmers can farm up,
to the fence.
but if
If
it's
it's not
farmed,
farmed, it's gonna be at an excess acreage price, and that's more than the farm rate.
So it would be something in between. If it's not being farmed outside the fence, it would be in between solar
Yes.
ag.
Yes. Yes. And
somebody,
as you So you cannot get an abatement on the land. So they might have an abatement or a utility assessment for the panels, whatever that the state says that they can have, or the county, but not on the land. So that's the one thing that whoever is entering into these contracts, the farmer, hopefully they looked at their contract and their lease agreements, and they know who's going to be responsible to pay those taxes, because it will definitely go up higher.
Outside.
And it doesn't matter, we've been approached, and this is something that we talked about at our conferences. If they put, let's say, underneath, so they put buildings, which I don't know why you would want to put those in there because of the destructive nature. But whatever, and then they might decide to put in to release the grass, whatever goes up. It's not gonna be okay. It's still gonna
Still-
prices at.
Yeah, it's still
Solar.
assessed as an
Right.
energy rate.
And the state of Indiana sets that rate. We're in the third of the state that's the highest for solar. Actually, per acre. Which is over 13,000, and right now farm ground is just over 2,000.
Well, we're running behind. You got anything else?
Other than the assessment. And that, I did ask for a little bit more in the cyclical reassessment line item, that I don't think I'm gonna need. I think it can be the same as it was this year, because there's gonna be some left over. That's in and of itself its own levy.
Have you gotten the as-built things from the soul? Have you've requested and you haven't gotten them?
Correct.
All the companies?
Well,
Right.
That I had been, I was told that I would be getting an update every 6 months from one of the companies, and I haven't.
If you've got those, you don't use them.
It depends. If we're gonna be able to read them. Sometimes, it's shrunk down so much, we have to know exactly the property lines and be able to layer it to our view. So it would help, it's not gonna hurt us any, that I don't know that would give us a final answer. If that answers your question.
I'm sold on it. I think that it would be fair for everybody. It would be easier for you guys. I know we talked about this is housing in this, sector, they will do it, and whatever happens, there with that doesn't give you guys this house that you've had sitting here that's not been back. I'm like everybody else. I don't pay high taxes. Fair share. And so, I think this takes all of that out. File, take pictures, put it in, choose, compare it. I just think that's the issue. I think this is probably so we're gonna take it back. It's probably the best.
Damn it.
Yeah, no, I think it's, we look for tools to help us do our jobs every day now, and tools are ever always evolving, and, this is another tool that's available to us to take some of the human error out, and point it to somebody else. Right,
Well, we all strive to not have human error.
Right, but it's-
we are human. so-
right, exactly.
So, happy to go back to work now?
yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Holly, Teresa.
Okay.
So which all does EMS come out of?
As far as I know, the 1170, but Teresa, he asked what funds.
That's what I thought, it was just 1170, but
Did we just look at that for with Dawn? That right?
Yeah.
What's the 030? Yeah, training. All supplies.
Where are paper quota max today? I lost mine. Oh, got it.
That's the only one bid?
Well, because the 1170 has, sheriff, part of the sheriff, and then, the commissioners of the rescue units, the different towns. And the rest of it is, the township. So, yeah, 1170 is the only one.
Yeah.
all in the same. That's all safety.
This is my first one, so not quite sure how we go about this. Hopefully I did everything correctly. I added some extra line items in the budget that I didn't ask about. So there are some extra funds in there that haven't been asked. Talk about emergency medical services manager. I went ahead and I did everything at a 10% increase in raise just in case we don't know what's going to happen next year in certain areas. So that did go up just a little bit. Yep. What's that? Okay. Sure. EMS training instructor, that I did increase. I was asked about doing more classes. The minimum hours for an EMR class is 44.5. EMT is 148. AEMT is 162.5. And then if we do a primary instructor class, that also adds to hours. We kind of define what the hours are there, but if we want to do more classes, we need to increase the funds. Looking at the instructor budget this year, we only did one EMR class and it was budgeted for 5,000. Right now, we've expended 2,859. So that's just one class. So we're going to continue to want to do more.
When you talk about classes, are these things that services are charged for and we get reimbursed? So even if you increase it, it's still, we're expecting to return that revenue back.
Essentially, if we train in-house, we get providers for us.
Okay, we have this, I got 10, 1, EMS training. We don't have anything up here. Where's all that?
Like,
This one's the 1170 public safety. So this is the top. This is the first page.
no, I'm not looking at that one. I'm looking at, oh, it doesn't have the same stuff at the top. Like,
What one do I have?
don't have that page.
Yeah, you have the right. It just,
It's 10.
You're saying that's the
10118.
first page.
It's under. Okay.
Yeah, it's under 1170, but
Okay.
it says
I've marked.
0301.
Sorry.
and I should have kind of continued the heading at the top.
And then this would be the second page of this. Okay, thanks.
Basically, everything in the 1170 has the 0301 is for EMS.
Okay.
Okay, a minute.
You're
Trace,
here.
are you going to take back, I know in the past, we always, anything that was put over the requested amount for wage increases, automatically took back
That's
after the person came in, we said we were capping it at 5%. And it automatically,
So like the first, because she did it at 10,
right,
I'm gonna go back and, fix
That-
the.
take it back to 5%
There you
then.
go.
Yeah.
okay.
We
Okay.
talked about another $2 added to it, so I wasn't sure the budget effect for next year, if we end up doing the $2 raise. Mess up.
Nope. Oh, I got that. I don't understand it.
When we approved the initial wage adjustment, it was discussed $4 on the table, but was approved as $2. Our part-time wages are $2 more than our current full-time wages, so a lot of people think that it's unfair that part-time is making more than full-time. Our EMR drivers are making $16, our actual EMTs are making $15.
I would have to, I'd have to, slightly disagree with them. They make a lot more because, they have a benefit package that's full-time don't. I'm not saying that part-time should make more than full-time, but they have to put in their complete salary, and their complete salary includes benefits, paid vacations, all that stuff. That is at least 1/3 of their hourly income. So,
Some people that don't even take the benefits package and get proof that they don't use their insurance over that.
yeah, but
The
I mean,
goal was to get it one straight fee across the board. That way, if you want benefits, great. If you don't want benefits, also great. One of the big increases that I put into the budget for next year is uniforms as well. We have no opportunity to purchase coats for the staff. I have no budget for those types of items, so at this point, I'm not sure where I'm going to come up with money. Want to make sure that that's included in the budget for next year.
when you talk about coats, or like when they're for protection coats, something to wear to
They
protect.
have to have reflective coats, they have to have some type of reflection to be on scene, so we typically have provided those codes to make sure they're safe on scenes. Another line item that I added was an ambulance. At this time, I do not have a vehicle that I use. I have my own personal vehicle. I am not allowed to carry medical supplies. It would be nice to have an ALS chase. That way, if the system is overwhelmed, I can respond directly to scene. At this time, it takes me 20 minutes to get to Winnemac. I have to change into an ambulance. It's another 5-10 minutes, depending on the situation. And then from there, make it to scene. So that's an expensive amount of time the patient has to wait. I was recently responding to an ambulance accident on our own fleet and was pulled over by the state trooper. So it would be nice if I had my own vehicle so that I'm not having to chase time for those patients. Time is tissue, time is brain, especially near cardiac arrest. That's a significant amount of time. We
Have
also,
almost $1 million increase. I don't think you want to that.
I
Maybe you
understand.
should come back tomorrow. Hey, this is just me, I'm only one person. I don't think you want to stop in your budget. Maybe you could.
What I
There's
did,
no way we can give you a $9 million, $900,000.
I understand, there's a lot of such increases.
On us chopping it,
I would prefer not.
maybe you should bring it back.
There were some things that could be taken out of the budget. I put in some things I was asked about. One of them was a medic 3 unit. That would be your transfer unit and provide additional coverage to the service. I included the revenue that we've received this year already. But a medic 3 unit would take service miles out of our current fleet. It would make us compliant with MPLA with the hospital.
Who asked you to do that?
Huh?
Who asked?
I had been asked about how much it would cost for 4-hour shifts as well as doing an additional.
Who?
I can't remember specifically, but I know it's been mentioned in conversation.
But, and I guess like the third unit, I guess, I would say this. Yeah, I agree with Mike. I think it'd be better if you
I do too.
come back tomorrow when we have some time and we can discuss this.
We've been to a lot of meetings over the course of the last 8 months, Senate Bill 1. And the motto and the statement across the board is, if you do not need it, not ask for it. Not the year. So, yeah.
And Medic 3 would give us the opportunity to pick up the transfer revenue. Essentially, some of the other counties to make EMS revenue have added the additional unit, just because you make 1,500 to 4,500 in one transfer, and if you do 3 to 4 a day, you're easily turning over that revenue to the service.
Get the hospital back, that would help us decide that.
No, the hospital study did not have us included as a party. It has been presented to the county attorney who agreed. It is in the process of going through the lawyers. And the hospital attorney did not actually write the contract. That was written by Paramount. So Justin Schramm has been looking at it from the.
Gets back with the hospital. Fine check. They've signed off on it.
I haven't heard from Judge yet, but.
Yeah. Have it.
Is everybody okay with that, or
Yeah,
want to chop? We can chop. I
Everything's
think you're
going
going to be
up.
happy.
Our supplies are going up, everything.
Not $900,000.
No, like I said, those are
But
those
you can
additional.
sit here and argue with me all day. We're not giving you 900.
And I'm not arguing. I facilitate an open discussion. there are line items that can be
You
completely
do
eliminated.
that and bring it back. It'd be a lot better.
I mean, that was my only day off this week, so sure.
No, you don't have to do it tomorrow then. You can do it whenever day you're working. How's that? No, we don't want overtime.
So the problem is, I'm a working director, so if we get a 911 call, I have to leave. So I have to come in on my off day.
Gotta do it. EMA.
Okay, that's called civil something.
I did.
Give us 2 seconds, Rochelle.
It's okay. No, you're fine.
Fresh. Breathe. Hey, Sheila, go.
And the only budget you have is a 031. Yours comes
Yes.
out of a couple.
So I have, it's in my budget, what is it called? The military equipment budget.
Another fund. Do you have another fund that you pull money from?
So I talked to Teresa about this. It's the DRMO and the LEPC, but I don't touch those because the sheriff's office uses the DRMO fund, but for some reason it sits in my budget. And the LEPC is state money, and I just get a $10,000 every year for that one. So I can't even change that if I want to.
Okay, so it sounds like just this.
Yeah, this is all I mess with.
I think we're good.
Yes, that's the LEPC, yeah.
Yeah, emergency planning. That's what I thought there was.
So for training, I am asking for 500 so I can get my part-time help some training to understand my position better, so she can help better. She does a really good job now, but I have to basically train her and to explain to her what she's doing. So if she had some classes to understand it a little better, it would be helpful. And then I just asked for 200 to cover any costs that I might need to fix a tire if I have a problem or something with that. $250 for supplies for advertising of the EMA and getting it out there so people understand what EMA is better. And then $25 in postage. Some of my stuff is not. Here we go. Oh, part-time help, I asked for $13,367. That would reflect a person working 28 hours a week instead of 6 days a month, which is what she's doing right now with what I got for last year. And then overtime, $3,000 for call-outs, meetings, and trainings outside of normal work hours. And then gas and oil is $4,000. Just some maintenance things that I would like try to do, but I don't know if it's possible to do, but looking to have maybe a window or two installed in the AMA building. Maybe paint the walls and some landscaping just for curb effect. And then the salary just reflects the 5% possible raise.
Part of her salary,
Yes.
is it's state, federal, isn't it? So it's like half and half? Okay. Thank you.
So is that half of the 54,275 then, or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's reimbursed back, so we pay it and they reimburse us back, or? Done.
Have you talked to the commissioners about doing the updates to your building?
So I actually talked to Nathan about that, and I haven't, we were discussing that I could possibly use some of the, what was the interest?
There's a lot of people who are gonna be asking me questions.
Yeah,
I don't know how far it's.
but it wasn't, Jennifer and I got together and discussed some things that need fixed on our
You're in
building.
the building with the coroner, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we were going to request using some of that money possibly for some things for upgrading our building.
Okay. I was just curious if you had mentioned it to commissioners yet.
Yeah, I guess there's just, for me, there's some questions because I had a meeting with one of the commissioners. One of the things we talked about whenever we did the upgrade to the courthouse, doing away with the annex and so forth, there was a conversation about the building that's out there that you're currently in, and whether it's direct building operations now and all. Just from a fiscal side, I would want to make sure that you have good conversation, Commissioner, before you invest money, especially in
Right.
putting windows in a block building and stuff that possibly could not be there next year.
Yeah, and I requested this stuff before. I talked to Nathan about all of that, and I've actually talked about how the windows would have to go in, and I don't know if they can or,
Right.
but I was gonna talk to Dave Chambers about it because he does the masonry stuff, and he hasn't returned my phone call, so. Thank you.
Thank you.
You here for? Is Jackie coming too, or is it you guys? You want to wait for it? Are we ahead of schedule? Okay, never mind. Well, whenever you guys are ready.
Remember, you're 2 minutes early.
Hey, Jackie, only that mic's. I don't know, but we might have just not turned it on.
Oh, are you?
We have 5 others that aren't being used, but no, we wouldn't.
That's right. People,
Which one would you?
no,
Should've
people,
thought of that right.
people watch this,
Yeah, we've
right?
just been telling everybody before.
They watch it?
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't do my makeup.
It's too late now.
Oh, good. Okay, hi, I'm Jackie Frayne. I'm Director of Pulaski County Human Services. We just celebrated our 50th year of serving Pulaski County, and we serve the whole county. This is Judy Heater. She's our Vice President. Our fearless leader, Betty Steinmetz, and our super volunteer board member, Kathy Meyer. Jim Connor obviously could not be here. He's just recently was released from the hospital. We're just here because we need money. Our funding from aging has not increased. In fact, we just got notified that their share of transportation, which is a significant part of our 50% local match to generate the dollars, has been cut to $10,800 a year, and we typically get around $27,000. It's a per unit rate, and they have cut our units, not because we did anything wrong, because they just, the money from the state to them and their priorities and what their funds are used for. So that's a bit of a blowback, because that's about 17,000 that we had in our transit budget that I talked to Teresa about. We also are not getting much Medicaid, because Medicaid is now contracting through 3 private insurance companies. And the majority of the people that use our transportation are not enrolled in those programs. So transportation is looking at a hit. Elderly services, we have not had an actual increase in the funding for 35 years. We get about $17,000 a year to operate 2 congregate meal sites, and that's to pay staff, utilities, maintenance. Yeah, well, it doesn't start to, and it's always been the same. They take, if we increase our unit rate to them, they just decrease how many meals we can serve. So it's a no-win. And it's not anyone's fault. They just, they have 6 counties and they have only so much to go around. Our community action agency, we still are only getting $18,000 to cover all the cost of all the time we spend helping people with the food pantry, referrals, linkages, making sure that they don't end up without a home, or utilities outside of the other programs, and then linking them with all the appropriate services that they need. So, we've been sitting there, and the allocation from the county has been $30,000 for quite some time. At one time it was higher, but the county has had financial issues. So, we just keep asking for the same amount. And so this year we'd like to ask for $40,000 instead of the 30. And I just found out about the 17,000. But we would just ask that the county recognize everything we do in throughout the county and how many people we touch. I'm pretty sure we've touched the majority of the households in some fashion. So that's really, we're on our knees asking for consideration for an increase in funding. I know your funds are limited, but I just feel that we need to be honest with you. We need money. We need money. We actually need a shot in the arm is what we need. So, but if you will at least consider our request, and then we're just going to have to look at some things that we're going to have to do. Besides the fact that our main building here in town needs some attention, some big attention.
That's even. We do serve because
keep doing what we're doing. We've cut everything that we could. We can't cut any more
Yeah.
staff. There is no cost to that.
What fund is Human Services?
What's happening at the Dairyville?
1112.
Say they're gonna sell the library or get an
Yeah,
appraisal on it, or, and that's such a
I'll let
nice
I'll let
facility
Judy
there.
address that because she actually wears two hats here. She's
Yes. Selling. Building. West Side. Not just ended.
oh no.
We're
We,
looking for a place.
yeah, we'll have
I
a
bet
center.
it is.
We'll have a center even if we have to use the outdoor park. I mean,
Find something
that's-
that is.
that's one of the oldest meal sites in the state. And we have a couple of entities that we are requesting the use of space. And then for short term, and then looking hopefully with some other activities going on in Madairyville, there might be some potential for us long term. So, but right now we just need a temporary home. Because, that center does a lot. Our centers do a lot more than just provide a hot lunch. I mean, we have education, training, health screenings. The west side, we have our mini food pantry every Thursday. And Friday, we distribute food so that folks don't have to travel so far to come over to our pantry.
You get a visit,
Huh?
visit,
I can't hear
you
you.
get a visit, with
Visit.
the other
That's,
people.
I think, the most important.
Me
part.
too.
Socialization is the biggest thing. And, it's not a large group, but the folks who do attend it, it's significant to them. It plays an important part of them. I mean, we have people tell us consistently, I had a reason to get up this morning, and get dressed because I knew I was going to the center. And plus we use, our center also serves as focal points for other things, especially transit, So I'm not sure, that we transport all the Head Start children. So we're going to have to look for a new location because some of the parents bring them to one place so they can get on the bus, the van.
Okay, I just wonder what was going on there. You're not gonna close it, you're just looking for another
No, we
place.
just need a new home, and we've
Maybe you
talked.
could find a church.
We've talked to several people that, one of the churches we were interested in, just for discussion, it's all steps going straight down. So we have to be ADA compliant or at least reasonable accommodation and, and
Even if
yeah. So, but there's one or two other locations. One's a church, and we're going to send out a formal request for them to work with us. Our biggest problem is, if they want money on the table, where's it supposed to come from? So, and then long term, there's quite a project going on in Madairyville for those who, with the gym, and potentially that would be a great place to have the center. So,
Good.
but that's.
and there's meetings going on with that I'll be attending. So, but yeah,
I've been
we're,
attending those.
are you? Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then.
Well, I've been to some of them.
Yeah.
When they, Herbsy.
Yeah. We talked to Curbsy about a grant, and Okra had indicated, I just met with them, and Okra had indicated that there were no funds available for our specific type of request. But when you're talking about some of these other programs, there's other types of grants, the landmark grant, there's things that we aren't I personally would be eligible for a landmark grant because I'm old enough. But I'm not the building, so, but we're just asking for consideration. I mean, I really like to ask for more, because I feel like the agency has certainly given, back to the community, and all that money stays here. Our transit, it's estimated, that, over $1 million a year actually turns hands from public transportation just because of people having access to medical care, the drugstore, the grocery stores, the preschools. The preschools are huge. I mean, we don't prioritize anybody, but the preschool education network in this county is phenomenal. But at the same time, the parents, they're paying for this, they're paying for that. And so, and many of them can't leave work to take their child. And if you're at a daycare, the daycare can't leave all the other kids. So our transit system starting next week is going to be super busy. Which, yeah. So, I mean,
Appointments.
all right. Well, thank you.
No, thank
Does
you.
anybody have any other questions? That's not. Thank you.
Okay.
I know they serve our two groups that said we need to, work to support the most, our elderly and our young, so. You guys help on both ends of the spectrum, so, yes.
That's true, Kathy.
Thank you. Okay, you can leave now. You can leave now. It's good.
No,
Yes. Yeah.
Weird.
That was weird, even for me.
No, he's at a
Well, did we look at?
medical
There were
appointment.
already ones. Then, did anybody tell me that? Yeah, have we looked at that?
Yeah, 'cause it's one that has human services.
It's in the done pile, AJ?
Yeah, the commissioner's out of it.
Yeah, Commissioner.
Okay, Nathan, wait.
Yeah. Rushed Jackie out like 5 minutes ahead of schedule.
Oh, I think you followed her last year too. I'm pretty sure you did. It
Entirely.
talked for 40 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, Nathan, that we.
I came here early.
you were expecting, right? What was networking?
I don't know.
Out of the economic development, what was network administrator? 0069?
That's to pay for like, roaming and that.
That's what, yeah, see, that's what I thought, that's where we had, that's what I thought that was. Because we left the network and all, that's why I thought we left a bunch of that stuff in, just in case we ever did roll back over to in-house IT,
The other one.
we just, yeah. Folks,
Are you? A day.
Okay, we're ready.
Say ish, AJ. If you need another minute.
Are you still?
You gave us a cheat sheet.
It's probably in your packet with the commissioner stuff.
You want to begin? Um, if you look at the page, that sheet I just handed you, kind of breaks down comparing this year to last year with totals, explanations. I cut the operational part of my budget by about $41,000 from this year to next year's proposed. Increased my personnel by about 7,000 from this year to propose next year for a net increase of $26,490. Part of that is obviously 5%. That does entail, again, requesting a third in my office. Otherwise, there's not much. Like I said, a lot of the operational costs cut down drastically because of changes in expectations. We had like the economic development line item, $80,000 the last couple of years because there were some regional grant projects we were working on where either I was the lead and I got reimbursement from the state, or I'll have to do some reimbursing. That is going to be a much lower required amount next year. Marketing, we did put back up. Professional services cut down. Actually, a lot more than 121 the last couple of years because we were paying all the courthouse costs out of that. But legal fees that my office has been covering have slowed significantly from last year to this year. So I did not plug next year. But the only substantial increases, I'm asking that for third person and putting more in my marketing line item, and then a lot of cuts to offset.
Do you really feel that the TV is cut down? You know, not having the TV commercials?
Yes and no. And the reason I can say it that way is that we have seen, and as I've said before, this isn't a super helpful metric because it doesn't mean that it's actually converting to visits, but it's the only solid objective we have. We have been spending some of our money on enhanced social media campaign. We hired Brad Kahn to do some marketing for us. So it's not as good as it was, say, 2019, 2021, but it has picked up from the last couple of years when the commercial was starting to get stale. So hasn't bounced back to the kind of traffic we used to see, but it has improved over, say, 23 and 24.
Oh.
Anybody?
Okay, so they spoke yesterday at the commission meeting about aligning, merging the department with the building department. As your board president, I just want to.
It is my job to do what is decided to be the best interest. I have concerns about whether either of our departments is adequately staffed as it is. So without knowing what any changes in staffing might look like, whether it's new positions, realigned positions, or both, if this were to move forward, it's hard to say. For instance, whether we're merged or even if we're in the close proximity we're going to be in once we move into the courthouse, I'm not convinced that we both need separate full-time positions that are in the COMOT clerical matrix. I don't know, other than failure to agree on who would do it, why the two of us couldn't share one person who did meeting minutes, processing off general office administration, while one of those positions was replaced by separating out some of the building inspector duties from the planning and zoning duties, just to make sure that they're fully staffed, especially with the demands that solar is creating, complaints, whether they're entirely founded, entirely crap, or somewhere between, about whether or not there's enough code enforcement happening in the county. I think whether or not the departments merge, there's an opportunity, if we could agree on somebody for a shared administrative person, since we're right next door to each other, that could help to create a new position more in the professional technical. Obviously, that's a bigger conversation than just a budget meeting. If the commissioners council, everybody agrees that some sort of merger, I want to make sure that we have a conversation about what the appropriate staffing in terms of size and responsibilities is, but I will do what's in the best interest.
We had the assessor up here. There's an as-built. The building. He took it over. But you set up the batteries.
Sometime around the 10th or 15th of May, I think it was,
So we haven't done.
maybe the 5th of May.
We've been talking about it. So, I don't know, I just feel that staff, fine. I don't know what your role would be. I don't know what your thought is.
I think the point about streamlining is a good. I also think that just given the fact that both of our departments will now be in the same building on the same floor, the way it's going to be set up, here's Carla's office, here's my office, we literally step out, or like private back doors, get to the others. Like there will be improvements on that. I think the bigger question gets into subjective conversations about how people feel the departments are being run, and if there's room for improvement. That probably isn't the right conversation to have in this setting. But I think there are benefits if it is done correctly, but I also think that has to be like I said, maybe it isn't new staff, or maybe it's partial new staff, but at least a conversation about what the right positions are to do. You know, and this is sort of a crazy example, but BZA just had its first ever administrative appeal. And because of how small our staffing is, it essentially put Carla in the position of having to both be the quote unquote defendant on trial and the staff for the board of judges who were hearing the case against her. And I don't know that that was fair to her or the BZA if she is both plan commission administrator / building inspector who was alleged to have done something incorrectly, and the person who is providing all of the documentation, explanations to the judges. So having some way of addressing that, like I said, if you're able to have another professional / technical position in that office, even if it wasn't merged. So even if she's the boss, somebody else is the day-to-day runner for the BZA and code enforcement or something, so that have that protection against those sorts of conflicts of interest. I think there are room for conversations about better streamlining both departments, whether they stay separate or are merged.
But we're here to, and it might not be the time to discuss it, but the next couple of days.
Sure.
Figure out, if we gave another position, you, granted you budget a whole lot. That's not gonna happen. I'm not very happy about the position. If that was happening.
I understood.
You
No,
know, I'm just,
like I said, at the end of the day,
you know, I've already ticked you off 20 times in my life.
oh, so you mean I get one freebie? Like I said, at the end of the day, whatever the county leadership decides, I'm on board. As I have said, you know, with asking for another position, at this point is as much just catching up. There are so many things we are behind on. Whether or not a comp plan moves forward now or in 6 months, the projects that we have, housing, we've got lined up in our strategic plan. The courthouse has taken up, I don't know, like a year and a half out of the last 6 years of my life. That's a lot of time I haven't had to do my job. And for the first couple of years since after I lost my position, I didn't have Taylor to help at all. You know, we went into 2020, me in the office by myself, and then COVID hit, coming to virtually every meeting to make sure the meetings were live streamed, and the Justice Center project kicking off. It's as like, I'm just trying to get up and do the job I was actually hired to do. I don't have a problem with doing everything else. It's just hard to meet the expectations all of you, my board, and the community have for community development when you've cut one of my 4 limbs off. And yes, the courthouse is almost done.
Excited to have our next meeting there.
We should be able to do that. Unless you schedule any special meetings, we should have the table in place and IT in place for you to do that.
Have our meeting.
Should be able to.
Anybody else have any questions?
I just want to thank you, Nathan. I think it happened
The last thing I will say about staffing and being caught up, Rochelle was talking about the needs of her building. Quite frankly, I think we all know that if we were able to come up with the money without hurting that building is the next. And we need to get out of both annexes some way or another. How that's going to happen, when that's going to happen, I don't know. The CDC and I have discussed this, and like we are consciously trying to reduce the amount of time I spend doing extracurriculars for the county. That hasn't stopped people from pulling me into conversations about even my own board president.
Yeah, I'm guilty.
Of having conversations about who's going to have to bear the burden the next time we try to figure one of these out. I feel like I'm even unluckier now than I was when Kevin Tankersley threw me under the bus in 2019, because I've got 2 projects under me that I have run like that. And if that's what the county wants, I am okay with that. I'm just going to continue to get in the way of others. That's what it comes to. Maybe something like this, you do hire somebody as a project manager, depending on the nature of it. I don't have to worry. There are a lot of questions that have to be answered when the time comes, and I don't know any of us know when that time is yet, but both of those annex buildings are not properties that we should expect to maintain long. I think 3 years ago, our architects came up and met with a bunch of us in the West Annex. They said it would cost a little bit more, but you'd be smarter to tear it down and put up a new building rather than trying to make it ADA compliant, deal with the electrical issues, deal with the weird, just cutting into the block walls, the roof issues. It's not an ideal building. We got it cheap. We had a fund we had literally never touched, that we had more than $500,000 in at the time. So we bought it because it wasn't appropriate for the coroner to meet the families of decedents in the Sally Port of the jail. But it has served its purpose probably longer than it needed to. It's got to be on some sort of long-range plan.
Hey, speaking of long-range plans, we had the comp plan, had that meeting, and everybody picked the same company. Well, I don't know, last night there was a discussion at the meeting, and one commissioner didn't like it. But no, I don't think they realize how many grants, how much good stuff that was. I told all these guys, I don't know. Listen, you would maybe, or I don't even know if you listen to you. But remember how they told us about Warren County, how they'd rather have broadband and roads? I when he been Warren County Council. It's like, I just don't think some people understand that $1,000. No, with the other companies. I don't know how we can get that. All of it, that's a big economic development. Thing.
I think you also have to factor in people who have been through the process. We have, Nathan, have seen things that not only comprehensive plan told us, this foundation, they've had their forums, gathered information, other things. Our comprehensive plan pretty much fell in line with what, even though it wasn't updated at the time, the manner it needed to be. Everything that's come to us since then has proven that that plan was a good roadmark for us, good plan to follow. There are people that aren't going to agree with it because there's things in it that may not be favorable to their ideals, and we're never going to fix that. We're not going to fix that. So those that truly understand what the plan is and the importance of it are going to support it. Those that have an issue with things that are in the plan are not going to support it. And that's life. That's the way everything. I know I support doing another comprehensive plan. Yes, I was a little put out when the company went from one price to another price at the last minute, but maybe there's a reason for that.
And full disclosure, when Ben Dispinette at HLB Settings told me that their philosophy is that generally what the state covers is not enough for what they think is a really good. And I said, okay, that's fine. But what was lost in translation somewhere is that they apparently were not going to offer us an option, because they gave us 3 options that met the state amount, the bare minimum state plan requirements at the amount the state would. That's where the disconnect was, is that for him, the base plan was bigger picture than the bare minimum. That's the state won't. That's not to say we couldn't throw more in if we felt there was value in it, but so that was, I knew there was going to be a chance that they would offer something at a higher price point. I just did not expect there was going to be no offer at the baseline. This is what the grant's going to cover.
But there again, we don't want, with the world we're living in and the future and so forth, we don't want to throw more at it. There again, we want to do, doesn't do much good to spend less, get a lot less, have nothing at the end of the day. You guys are in, I was, what your feel is for the company. So I just know redoing it is absolutely completely portion picked. Part.
Anybody,
No, I'm done.
anybody have anything else?
You.
Recycling.
So, he said that, I told him what you guys said about that they, that you guys would look at it, and if he had any questions, you'd call him, and he said that would be fine. He said there shouldn't be any big changes, just a few increases in areas that have shown increases in prices or fees. I was just looking over, I know it looks like actually his budget dropped from last year. Cause he's not, budgeting for the equipment, he had budgeted for 25,000 in equipment, that might have been, looks like at one time he was putting in 25,000 for equipment, but he hasn't, he did it this year, but he did, or for 25, but he, last time before that was 23. But he's not budgeting for that this year, so it's, actually his budget is lower. There was a few increases we paid, paid and gas and oil, it looks like he raised a little bit.
I know I talked to him and he still says this, the backhoe that they use is needing to be replaced sooner than later. Maybe he give up on it, I don't know.
I'm on a solid waste.
I'm on the solid waste board. I don't know this grab their money. And I don't know what the council said something to the Don. Don says,
Say something. I don't even take it. Somebody said he was an accident. Good job.
He was okay, I don't know what he's doing now, whether he was weak, but he was fine once he got kind of recovered.
but that's what we usually have a year to play. It's kind of hard. We're playing the money. Get it. So he needs to play with that.
White County, pretty sure it's white.
But they just claim it looks like a good.
This county is always by what they wanted for.
There is like 25,000.
Do that.
Which you can't.
And that's from where?
And I know he just told me recently, because I had somebody call and ask about, if I had received a claim for him, because, somebody ran into the fence, there, or the transfer station, and, he ended up paying it out of that, solid waste district.
Good.
Right, I would,
I don't know how much it was.
what's,
But, yeah.
He just counted.
They get that every year. I knew they got something,
That's,
but I didn't know how much they got.
part of
And I know he's, he said-
EMA? Yeah, 9104, yeah, that's part of EMA.
Treasurer's office, he would say that he, pay things out of that, help him get things fixed, like you say, the backhoe. He was having issues with his, there too,
think his budget looks pretty good right now. Do you guys?
Take solid waste.
I thought.
I need to stretch.
You guys want to recess for a few minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked at it too. That's 1173. Lemon gauge restricted and unrestricted as well, which is 11. Oh, no. 1173 is 1176. And then you've got 1169 local road and streets. And the two groups, 135.
There should be like, oh, there should be like 4 of them. Yeah, there should be 4 of them. Other one.
I said, you didn't want some more of that same, because I just shut it up so it wouldn't get. Yeah, there you go. So Mike, according to John, I asked him, I said, there was no questions about your budget, but Mike was just concerned about you not getting your solid waste system. And he said, understandable, they're trying to conserve as much as they can to get that new to us back there this year. So that's what we're using that for. New to us, not new, but new to us.
Yeah, I don't think it carries over year to year. I mean, I don't know, I talked to the director, she's halfway new, so.
Yeah.
I'm still dumb.
Kind of have that.
I wish we had it in the morning.
8 o'clock.
Over with. Done, right? Well, maybe get a little bit ahead. And it's not just the courts, it's like courts, probation, prosecutor. It's like,
Well, it wouldn't be so bad if they came in and just talked about their budget. But they're gonna come in and put on this whole presentation about, all that they've done over the past years and blah, 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 and stuff, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that's bad information. I'm just not sure it's the right place and time to be trying to sell you. And maybe it is because you're trying to ask for things, but that just carries into a long time.
what's he?
MVH, 1176. Yeah, 1135, 1169, 1173, and 1176. You know how it feels now, huh? I know, I was the same way this morning. We were going, like, oh, whoa. I didn't mean it to sound as crappy as it did. It was like, about 5 pages.
I don't have.
Couldn't be one.
They're all mine are
MVA,
together.
local roads
Oh.
and street, and MVA. Hi, Gary.
4.
I got Cambridge first, I got local roads and streets, I got everything respected, and then and I think the more I had last year in the community crossing.
Yeah.
That was just, basically just.
Okay.
Oh. I don't have an office. It's the backseat of my car.
Is it more organized?
Nope. Ask my kids.
They sat in the front seat.
They yell at me.
Whichever one you got up there.
I've got Cambridge, probably when there was, the grant got dropped to $1 million versus the 1.5 by the state. So we have to, that call is in October for 2026 funding. And I basically had put on the budget for a bridge bundle of bridges through our United Consulting firm they gave me a preliminary of 16 different bridges, to go do decks, that would put new wearing membrane or also new road surface on top of it. I got that proposal, we're coming to the commissioners meeting Monday to present that. And that's right at $1,121,000. So that would be coming, I was going to change our Cuban Bridge budget, which you got it in front of you. On the machinery equipment, drop it down to 10,000. And we move basically it's under maintenance repair, it says over to the right, notes, it says CCMG 2026 bridge repairs. That would be the bridge bundle package that I'm looking at. I was gonna move it to 200,000, that would be our share, because it's an 80-20 match, they changed that also.
Where- So you got 150,000.
You're moving the whole 50. I've got 150 there, but since this bridge project that we bundled is gonna be right at $1 million, our 20% share of cost would be 200,000.
Right, so I thought you said the machine and equipment, you were gonna leave 10,000 in it, which would take 40,000 away, which leaves you 10,000 short.
Yeah, well, which,
Okay, I just thought maybe I missed some math.
yeah, it's, I could have moved it down to 0, but I know the auditors always like for us to leave something budgeted on that line, so it needs something to transfer from instead of going for an Laura always told me, and she said, don't ever wipe out something because that's the reason that you got money. I don't foresee that we'll have an issue. I mean, we're getting in, the only receipts of money is from the county taxes, and it's roughly around $370,000 to $380,000. Is the funding that goes into that. We're a little high, but we don't expedite all of that. There's CDs that get this $50,000 a year. But I didn't want to split up and do, I could do like half, a third of those bridges, but I thought that's something that I think we need to really concentrate on. If we keep these bridges the best we can, so that's why I'm putting my group, for our new bridge restricted, not the CCMG. If that's the only change that I have to that. That's just, I mean, that's all, the only funding I get, you get out of taxes. And it was out them for 2 years, back in 2021, 20 and 21. 22 and 23.
I think that's what it was, yeah. Yeah, 2024, we sent everything back.
How that was left at the time, when you and Mike was on with Rudy and Adam.
$2,158,000.
We should have a $1,000,009, around 1.9. Like we have we got $1 million CD that's been in there since I've been here, and not looking at anything, trying to touch it. Mike Cohart's waiting for me, so that was put in the way before, and if you would have a major catastrophe, you'd have to come up with some funding. That's why I don't like
Okay.
One local road to the street, basically, I just plumbed I put machinery equipment on plumbing ticket, I think, from last year. So our receipts in was 280, what we get from basically I just do, I mean, the way I do my budget is the money that I get in is over my budget. It's all kind of stated. You're getting $280,395 funding for LRS. And I've got on the budget, not gonna say that all of it's gonna be spent. So that's how I've always done the budget. Whatever we get into, we can expedite much more than that.
what was expended.
Yeah, I don't, let's see. I mean, there's been times that we've taken by equipment. I have to leave it in those different appropriations, so in case we do have a hot mix project, it's in one of the towns, like this year, Fancyville did a hot mix project, and they did one street, large, which is clear everybody, it's not part of it, well, that bill comes to us, so I'm gonna take that bill out of our LRS, but I got funding. So that's the way it's listed out. Basically, like I say, the NVH restricted, that all gets split right down the middle. When it comes in, we received in $4,414,000 last year. That budget for the restricted, I got it 2.2, and I think the NVH, or NVH is like 2.5. 2.48.
You did the 5%.
Everything that's on here that John Pay put in is with 5% on everything that is on the requested budget. That's what I did, the figures on the 5% for the wages, and that's what's all in the growth budget. It was all added. I think I got it a little over $1 million this year. Well, it's almost everything else. Information on that one. I do know, say, if you look at the hot mix, I took it up to 375,000. That was before I knew that we had a bridge project, and it also was going to be dropped back from 1.5 million from the community crossings, because when you guys did at that time, they were going to be at 1.5. So I was doing, okay, I'm going to go for all of that. So, of that 2.2, that if we do a hot mix project, it can come out of there, or it can be transferred into doing more. Yeah, I basically, we've always done it this way. We don't set in bed with one stone pressure. Like right now, stone is gold. It's hard to come by, and the price just keeps going up. And I bought out engineering aggregates at Roman Sport. They had a price increase. You can't get 7 trees out of US aggregates. We just now start, we can't get any 9s to our road work, but we are making do with 8s, and we're gonna get some 9s out of it. We want the south of the county, we try to haul out open. It's not since the time when they started us off this week ago, because it was spoken for in Boone County. Any questions on that one? Any questions on the MVH? I mean, there was really no change other than we had service and maintenance. We had it in there twice, I think, 1,500. Service and maintenance contracts. We just took it out.
Anybody have any questions, Gary? Appreciate it.
The only other thing, I've been looking into the Violetics, basically the AI phaser rating for roads. Basically the contract is gonna be around $30,000 for 32. That would be for us to have the equipment to go out and rate all of our roads similar to what solar farmers are doing prior to any type of solar development. But I'm looking, I mean, it's, like I say, $30,000. I'm checking in with NDOT and Purdue. I got a call in Purdue and he said, I'm gonna have to do some in-depth looking to see if I can use some of my restricted funding. If we have a balance in our restricted funding that's supposed to be used for this road maintenance or upkeep of roads, you can't take any snow plow or nothing to be pulling out of that. That's just for upkeep. And, that's Nick Road, so.
What kind of equipment do you need to rate
Well,
roads?
basically, it would be the cameras to put on, and then they would have the program, put it all into the spreadsheet and everything that would have all your roads, your whole road network would be rated as far as one I would go definitely for all of our blade mix, chip seal, asphalt, whatever you call it, gravel, I'm not so concerned about it. But get all them, and that helps with your asset management plan. We have to send them down to Purdue, and that's, we'll have all of the roads, because we got roads that we got sent from Purdue on our asset management plan. But these roads that are not ours, so that would give us an update. I could send you any one of you out to rate a road. You come back with 7, I come back with 6, 10, I come back with 5. And I think it could be coming that way through NDOT to have more of a general paper rating. So that's some attention to that. So maybe they can get the solar to pay for it. If we got 2 more coming down the pipe, if I look into like an October, November contract to start in January, I don't know when the other developers are going to actually start, for sure. They'll probably start after the fiscal year. But if we have to have a phaser rating, we can do it, then we will have it all ourselves. And the other thing is whenever the state closes the road, that puts me in a bind. 421 was closed for 4 or 5 days, and that put all the traffic right down, some of it down 200 south, and quite a bit of it down 1425 west. And that makes for a mess to try to get them in comparison to our road.
So you'd be able to then rate them.
We would have it, and we could, okay, I've got.
Or it'd be all, I guess that's, so is this equipment that you're buying? Or is this somebody that comes out and rates the roads?
We would have the phones, the iPhone, basically, they would be ours for, if we go for a year or a 2-year, I'm personally myself looking for a 2 years so that we can do our road network. Like say if we could get it, like the end of this year, we would go do our whole network of blacktops, 557 mile. Driving that would give you the phaser rating of the road. And then, so it's the surrounding counties know, I think Marshall County just signed with them, and Stark County as far as this.
A couple months ago, you brought up very about employees, so it would be increased. Yes, no, something. You are.
Yes, I could, I feel like I could, but beat that horse, yeah, I mean, like I say, I got the ones in them, it's on Port County, he's been asked for that guy, he's been there for 25 years, and he was at the city of Valpo for 10. He retired from Perth, and we're not beating any of his first. It's basically a voice from what we, real close to a voice of what we would be paying for his Perth to come him up in the matrix to be able to die. Years of service. The other 3 was, one of them, 2 of them have been gone, and then they come back. And that was just movement into it. 3 years of service with what they have now, it's like 5 or 7. Yeah, and I mean, the good, that is great, but it's not. Well, I mean, to say it's still not my budget, but it's not actually money for the county. I guess it is. I'm not one to create red flag. I mean, it's kind of died. I know the ones in them said, man, that means, I think it was around $8,000.
pay increase versus what we're not paying into the We're not paying it.
Anybody else have any questions? Thank you.
Carla, you next.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Hi, Carla.
Yeah, we've got the 0079, which is, planning. So there's really not a lot of change except, of course, the attorney amount. And then, the 5% we were told to, add in there. I think I maybe had dropped a couple, maybe by $100 here and there.
I don't,
Oh, no, that's, well, like miscellaneous services. I'm sorry, my copy I have, I've got the accounts blended in to one another.
are we giving 5% increases? Just last cycle, like level.
Yeah, that's right, and I wasn't.
And
sure.
so I don't know if, yeah, I don't know that was a discussion of us getting.
I know this is the only one that I've seen.
Yeah,
any
it's the only one I've seen too,
That
so,
has any board members, yes. I made the assumption, I wasn't here.
no, you didn't miss it,
But-
to talk about it.
Yes, I didn't think.
I mean, you don't need to vote or anything, bring it. I thought we gave everybody a big dump on board
Right.
pay.
And the-
Yeah, I wasn't sure, so I just went ahead and.
Yeah, that's fine. You didn't know.
But otherwise, for, like I said, aside from the attorney, I didn't have any other adjustments for the 7-9 account.
I don't say, I'm not seeing the attorney either.
Unless it got,
Oh,
Oh, it's under professional.
Were you able to get the same attorney for both boards and did they give you the discount?
yes,
So what was the retainer? That 8,000?
he waived a retainer, so he's just doing hourly. And that was, honestly, I don't know, he may not have had a retainer even if he only had selected on board, but either way, he's, or been selected by only on board, but either way, there's no retainer.
building,
2025 budget total, $203,000. It says question budget, 2026, $158,000. Why is it that?
Well, we took the truck out,
uh,
so that made a drastic difference.
truck,
Yes.
uh,
There's nobody.
not $50,000.
No, I tried, but no, not even close.
I have any questions?
I actually want to bring up the 17,000, the overtime in the 0314. So after I had done this, Teresa and I had talked a bit, And I felt that we might need some sort of a cushion in there just because of some of the overtime that's being worked with some of the solar and meeting with attorneys, also with our BZA and ABC meetings, obviously being after 4 o'clock. However, based on having a part-time person who may not necessarily always work the allotted 28 hours, if we were to ever need that, is that something, Teresa, that we could, if we have more time?
So you're talking, say that, so you're wanting, if you may be able to move money from.
But, well, I'm saying, I don't know that we even really need that $1,000 overtime. And we usually try and just do pump hours anyway instead of.
Right.
doing that. Right.
Yeah, I mean, and if you needed to move that, you know, that would be a transfer request, you need to move it into your part-time help, or they have to go in for salary.
All right, well, and I was just adding that since it's something that I thought of after I had already submitted this, and it's a new, potential line item, so I'm flexible with that.
Anybody have any questions? I think we're good, thank you.
Okay.
Problem.
Okay.
Darren, you're up.
Waiting on Jeremy.
Oh, well then,
Well,
we're
he
good.
probably has to from school, right? You want to give him a couple minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah, great.
you have 2 aviation. No, much like.
So mine is the $11.81 platform fee. And the two, 11.84 and 11.85, $4.
I had you down at one point.
$11.84.
Who does the drug free? Is that you?
That's actually commissioners, yeah. And I left the drug free the same. It's got the free conversation. Because we haven't expended any money out of it, so far, as far as the drug free. On the courthouse lease renewal, no, that's just the amount that we are on the jail lease renewal, is just the payments that were required, it's already set up in the schedule of the deal yet. Those are just, those are. That fees are not changing. That's just if we want to reduce some of our plat books, we do not the same. The only thing that I asked about is, so I did for my regular budget, with the county general. I need to know if we are leaving my stipend in, and then, as far as changes, I did, the only thing I did increase more than the 5% for the wages was preservation of records. So Nathan before has been paying Stephanie Wheeler to scan our old plat books and transfer books. And his money is limited as far as her doing that. So that's why it's doubled from 10,000 this year to 20,000 next year to pay her to continue to scan our flat books and transfer books so we can be able to get rid of, because, I mean, that closet is full of them books. And for it, we're ever gonna get rid of the closet and anything, or do anything with it, there's a ton of books in there, and we have to have them scanned or, you know, then you can get rid of them. That oh, see, I didn't realize we still had the dollars. Yeah.
We used to. Or the flat book.
Well, and that's the thing too is, you know, you get some of these abstractors that have to do limited searches on property, and they like, several of our searchers have really liked what they've got, so we've got them online, you know, as far back as the real.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to do it.
Yeah, from what I understand, you're right, but as long as they're scanned, and they've got, you know, yeah, because otherwise, I mean, because otherwise, why do it? Oh, okay. Yep. I did not put down my stipend, so that's just,
Have any questions? Questions? Aaron, Jeremy. We're ready.
Have two, great. Keep going. Okay.
Well, it looks like it's less than last year. See you guys later. No, I go ahead.
Is there anything you need to clarify or discuss or?
Well, we usually go through and we look at 2020, you know, because we go back to 2023. We just trending and then what, like the airport manager, you increased it 5%. Other stuff's just self-explanatory. How's come bulk fuel went down? Okay.
Pretty much steady now, it's not, it's over now, say we're a couple years ago.
No removal. Oh, no, it's not snow.
We use some, the airport crew contract to buy snowplow. He's doing all the snowplow.
Oh,
We're not-
thanks.
Pretty much, hopefully we don't need to spend money for the snowplow to come in unless we get a big snow. If we need to, then we'll transfer money into it, but I don't expect we're gonna need to.
Okay.
Since we got a snowplow on site. And we have a budget item for the grant match, since we usually get a grant every year. There's a new rule about,
You're gonna file.
approving a grant, is that?
You just need to let it-
That's in our budget, this is something we still need to do.
Is that their paper?
yes, there's a form that comes out, because just in case, I mean, even if it's one you've done in the past, I mean, it may be preliminary, but if you're looking at a new one or anything where it's got different stipulations and things you have to do, it'd be nice to give us a,
Okay.
you know, come before the commission, give us a heads up about it.
That sounds good. Anything else that is, that anyone has any questions
I,
about? Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
you're the second person that said that today.
No, she has, yeah, she should have 06 and then 63, which is drainage board.
Commissioner.
It did.
Drainage, always,
I
bef-
said it.
always,
I did too.
always before drainage board, I'm sure was with Jenny.
Okay, then. It's in the commissioner's packet.
That's what mine is.
I always thought she was secretary.
You don't use that word.
And maybe, yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but I could have swore
Oh,
she
you're
always came
probably
in and
right.
talked about it.
I'm not finding it.
I don't know, but
It's
you don't
an-
call the
I'm
cook
not
at the
taking
school
to that.
lunch lady.
Oh, well, why not? I've kept this pile organized. I've kept that one organized. This pile is a nightmare. I've got to go home and fix it because it's a mess.
I don't even think I'm gonna have to let my dog. Yeah. I don't know. One of the girls from asked if she could go to my house. Or said, "Can you open the door and let my dog out?" Yeah, no problem. I said, "Never mind, he's barking at me." I closed the door. Like, yeah.
Oh. Okay, don't disappoint me. You have two of them with you, right? Yes.
Yes, and they're all on one page though.
Oh, that's fine. We had a debate up here on who did drainage board. And I said, I'm pretty sure Jenny does drainage board. And we thought commissioners, and so I was right. Okay, we move on to the important stuff now. I was right. That's important.
I guess, if you have any questions for me, I'll let you guys ask. I know my budget's. The things that, well, I don't remember how many years ago it's been when we had to do the things and stuff, I've pretty much left everything the same, since then. Obviously, I don't really have to do, or, ask for much, so, yeah, do you have any questions for me?
I think the increase to 5% increase, right?
I did, yes, on the, payroll, yes, for the elected and first deputy, and the board members as well, the drainage board. So, part-time I left the same, but
Went down more, didn't we? The truck last year?
yes, and that's not included in the price, at least in mine, it's not, that's, should be zero.
Yeah, it is, but it's
It's not.
But you got the truck at 24.
it's not.
I don't. I didn't see it.
No.
Just look, it-
I mean, it shows motor vehicles with zero. Right, it is zero. Okay.
The truck was 24.
oh, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. No problem.
Thought it was this year.
But
That makes
do
more
we have a
sense.
question about her board?
Well, that was gonna be mine too. We said there wasn't any raises to board members. They were already set.
Yeah, so I didn't know how to work that because I think, I don't know if it was last year or the year before when, because I always did the 5% for them as well. And I think you guys had just did flat fee, so I didn't know if that's still the case. So I went ahead and did the 5% anyway. So if it's flat fee still, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what we've left ever.
How much do we get paid being on the Monon board?
$50.
We were supposed to get.
Yeah. When you there too. When we went to Tankersley's office one time and changed it, because Laura wanted us to change it. Yeah.
Different number now.
Is there, okay, I didn't know, is that something then that you guys set or the one on board itself sets?
Everybody on the board got.
Get a one on
How
board
much
member.
do you pay board members?
I don't know.
Yeah, because we made it and it Tankersley was kicked off at us. We didn't like it.
Yeah.
Laura wanted to like keep.
All the board members would get the same amount.
Not all of them.
You have
Yeah,
to be there.
yeah, some of them by statute.
Couldn't be.
only Make so much.
Gotta find a. I don't see it on this.
Does Monon us, like, does Monon give us the money allocated out? Comes from our money?
It comes out of the ditch. fund.
Okay.
Band them.
Oh, okay.
So I guess if I can get that number then, and then the next time, I guess, we can make that change for our next meeting.
But it does come out of those ditch funds.
Correct, right, yeah, we come out of the wrong this one, yes.
Tom, trying to get it.
I wonder if you gotta be careful about.
I don't know, it's,
Rule, you
We
know.
set,
you get, are you, who's on the mayor?
Well, I couldn't be on the mayor.
Like, is
But
Don
it-
on the mayor board still?
But it's different when certain boards make you have a council member or a commissioner. And so when it's by state, you have to have those people there, so I don't know what the rule is on that, but like you have to be on it. Like the statute from the
I ain't
structuring
no
of the
problem
board
about
makes
being
you
on the
have
board.
those
The
people on
problem
there.
is me. And I don't care either way, it should.
No, I don't. Everybody on board. Hey,
Yes, remember the last meeting we had, you guys decided every member, because it used to be Pulaski County one thing, the chairman plus the fifth member. And that was changed at our last meeting, so now every member gets paid. Because the other counties were supposed to pay them. And come to find out, like Stark County, for example, they were not paying their members to come here. So, and I don't know that Jasper County, I think Craig was not even either, so. That's why you guys decided that.
we made it all. You're paying all.
Yes, correct. Right, and I can find out from you if whenever,
I love this state thing.
Oh, no.
I want to get it clarified. You're talking about pay. I don't understand. Like, get paid. You get paid?
I haven't.
I mean,
Get paid.
So really the only thing on my budget that I did for under drainage board was I raised the professional services to 10,000. I'll make that note just because there's, for one thing, the Ed Spring tile, there's that project going on that I also need an engineer for that project and stuff. So I raised it because last year I had to actually come with some money from to carry it over and so we could pay BFNS that's who hired. So that's why that one was bumped up because it was 3,500. Looks like we had 8,100. I don't know.
So then, if you
Take that drain tile, does that come out?
is that money,
Well,
Get reimbursed back into the
county general fund?
you mean if I paid for that out of the F-frame tile fund?
Yes.
So the reason for that is because the F-frame is in the red, and this is a huge project. And so the engineering services will be taken out of professional services, so keep running that in the fund, or red, the actual maintenance coming in red. That's how the board decided to go about it.
How's
Where's the money for your
budget?
As you say, county general is where it all comes from.
that money, that drain tile ever go back in?
You mean when we collect it? No.
That's wrong for me.
You're not, you're taking money from other people.
From North.
That's, that drain, where's that drain tile even?
It's just in the neck. just-
Yeah, so you're taking money from Francis, Perryville, pay for a tile over here.
Only for engineering services.
I know, it's still, it's going to be from that
Project.
So they'll have to be reimbursed
Back
back
in.
into the general fund, or they would have to go into their reconstruction.
Well, that's a good story. So,
I'm just saying, is that legal? I don't want to get jammed up, is just where it is.
yeah, no, I get it. I suppose that's something that the drainage board could, but it's going to take a long time for it to get reimbursed.
Yeah, it's all.
Meaning, also, general,
It does have quite a bit, I think it's around 700, I think, well, and they're talking about using some of that money, probably the, CD to pay for the project as well. That's what I'm saying, the whole project is a mess, from start to finish.
They redo that project? That many?
There was only a certain section, that was from 100 south to the river, or no, actually from football field, not to the river. This will actually, what they're doing is, it'll actually be going from the river through Copeland's Field, cutting across 100 south, and then going along 50, and then cutting through the easement there, back behind IMA. It's, yeah.
We'll remind you.
Yeah, we are. Yes.
yeah, I don't know, I think I'd ask your drainage board. I just,
So like I said, sometimes it does.
especially, out of the general, as far as out.
I think it's there like for any project, like if we don't have enough money or if I don't have, so say like a new project comes,
Yeah, I do too.
stuff, it's like,
That, but not the general. This is,
Right, right. That's why I can check
Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you. Yes, we are.
I did something big. Guys, we're almost done.
Recess. Here.
My mic's on. Actually, I don't think it is. I think mine died. Oh, I have a CAC meeting tonight.